Today's What If episode explores new grounds for what I would love to see for Gallantmon support. While Bandai has released several variants already, isn't it about time this Dark Dragon Digimon got the support that put it over the top? This episode features some concepts for not only protection, but a triple color Gallantmon concept. Without further ado, let's talk about some concept cards. Unlike other videos where I typically offer full Digimon lines, this one will be providing a champion, an option card, and 3 megas. The first being a new Growlmon. What if Bandai made a Growlmon that was red and purple, that when this card is trashed from the top of your deck, play a red or purple tamer from your trash without paying its cost. Inheritable, when attacking for every 20 cards in both players' trash, gain 1 memory. Bandai has so far promoted Guilmon into 2 distinct lines, maybe even 3. Trashing security, DP-based deletion effects, and trashing cards from the top of your opponent's deck. Today's support aims to bridge these concepts together to create complete cohesiveness. Because right now, you have Rush Guilmon and even Guilmons that delete smaller Digimon when they are deleted. But for Growlmons, it's always been a little bit more finicky. By adding a Growlmon like this, you now no longer have to worry about trashing your Takato Matsukis. But better yet, how about utilizing purple tamers like Ai and Mako as well? Regardless, the level 6s have always been the weirdest ones to figure out. Don't get me wrong, I love Gallantmon from BT2, EX2, BT9, BT12, and even BT13. But my problem with these cards in general is that they rarely line up with one another. BT2 aligned very well with BT9 and BT12, but when it comes to the other variants, they were all over the place with DP-based deletion effects, increasing buffs and security checks, and then there was the one variant that suspended Digimon and was even a security Digimon. But what if there was a red-purple Gallantmon? 12 cost, 4 to Digivolve from a red or purple Digimon, or 3 from a Digimon with wargrowlmon in its name. When Digivolving and when attacking, you may trash the top 2 cards of your deck. Then if you have 20 or more cards in your trash, unsuspend this Digimon. For its secondary effect, all turns, once per turn when this Digimon would leave the battlefield, trash the top 3 cards of your deck to prevent it from leaving play. Honestly, let's ask ourselves if trashing your own deck would be a beneficial way and cost to protect your Digimon. Its limitation is that it's strictly once per turn. But what's next? Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce the concept now of Gallantmon Zero Arms. This 13 cost Digimon, 4 to Digivolve from a level 5 red or black Digimon, can also Digivolve from a Digimon with wargrowlmon in its name for 4 memory. It has a special ruling of also being treated as Gallantmon. When Digivolving, this Digimon gains raid and blocker until the end of your opponent's turn. While there isn't a way to necessarily utilize both of these effects, ultimately you as a player must choose which you prioritize. Body removal, or blocking something that may be coming out of the raids. But its last effect plays to the flavor of Digimon Tamers, that on deletion return 1 Zero Arms Grani from your trash to the bottom of the deck. If you do, play 1 Gallantmon Crimson mode from hand or trash without paying its cost. Because this Gallantmon doesn't have any form of protection, if your trash isn't set up to have the Grani option card, which I haven't gone over yet, you can't play Crimson mode for free. While I do agree this could be construed as overpowered, a clean fix would be to play the Crimson mode from specifically your hand, not the hand or trash. Which takes me to what I believe Bandai could do with the next 3-color card, Gallantmon Crimson mode. This red, black, and purple card could be 14 cost and 5 to Digivolve from a level 6 Digimon. It would be 14,000 DP and has a special Digivolution cost from Gallantmon for 4. When this card is trashed from your deck, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 3000 DP or less. For every 10 cards between both players' trash, add 3000 DP to the maximum DP. Assuming you're doing work and trashing cards from yours and your opponent's deck, this means that at 30 cards between both players, you can delete a Digimon with 12,000 DP or less. All turns, this Digimon's DP cannot be reduced, and it can't be de-Digivolved. And on play, and when Digivolving, for every 20 cards in both players' trash, trash the top card of your opponent's security. Again, taking elements from previous Gallantmon cards, and that when you've gotten 20 or even 40 cards between both players in trash, that's 2 security. adding to the bonus that Takato could give this Digimon Blitz, and you're good to win the game. But of course, all this can't be made possible without Zero Arms Grani. This 3-cost red option card has an on-play effect that reveals the top 3 cards of your deck. Add one Digimon card with Guilmon, Growlmon, or Gallantmon in its name to your hand, then place the remaining cards on the bottom. While you thought that might be the end of it, it's not. From the trash, when one of your Digimon with Guilmon, Growlmon, or Gallantmon in its name would leave play, place this card to the bottom of the deck to prevent it. This is the last level of protection I think Bandai could implement into Gallantmon decks. And frankly, I wish Gallantmon was more competitively viable like wargrowlmon, Red Hybrid, Imperial Dramon, and even Armor Rush. But the main influence from a lot of the cards for today's What If episode were inspired from the Impmon and Beelzemon support cards already released in today's trading card game. Growlmon takes influences from Wizardmon, but instead of memory, opts for tamer play. Gallantmon bears a lot of influences from EX2 Beelzemon, who has a when digivolving and when attacking effect that trashes 2. And Crimson mode of course was largely influenced by starter deck Beelzemon Blast mode. While not level dependent, I did think that having DP based deletion effects was fitting, especially when combined with effects being trashed from the top of the deck. But in terms of original designs and flavor, Gallantmon Zero Arms and Zero Arms Grani were some of the most fun cards I've designed in a while. To that end, do you think this would push Gallantmon to a more competitive level? Or do you think Gallantmon will forever be in the shadows, while other protagonists take the spotlight? As always, let me know your thoughts on today's Fix That Archetype, and I'll see you next week on another. This is DigiPanda, logging out.